All right, we're going to find the area of some composite figures, which just means figures put together that aren't an easily definable shape, like a rectangle or a triangle or a parallelogram. It's like some of those smushed together. And these ones will have triangles as part of them. So the key is to find the area of the individual pieces and then, sorry, that says pieces. I kind of squished it together, P-I-E-C-E-S. And then add them together. All right. So we can break up the shape into shapes that we know how to find the area of, and then we add those pieces together. Make sure you have that down. Pause it or go back if you need to. So, for example, if I divide this shape up into a rectangle and a triangle, I can find the area of those two pieces. Now, if I had chosen to divide it this way, that's not particularly helpful because this is a trapezoid and I don't know how to find the area of trapezoid. Sorry, like this one up here. Okay, so we want to divide it up into shapes that we know. In this case, rectangle and triangle. So this rectangle, we can say, okay, do we know how wide it is? Yes, we do, 7.5. Do we know how long it is? Yes, we do, 10. Okay, it tells me right here, from here to here is 10. So I can find the area of the rectangle. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Length times width. So 7.5 times 10. You can do it on a calculator. I'll tell you it's 75. All right. So now we have to find the area of this triangle. So let me change colors and let's see what we can figure out. Okay, well, I know one of the dimensions is probably going to be 5 because they told me that right there. Then I can say, okay, that is the same as this, which looks like a line right through the middle that's perpendicular to this. So then I can say, oh, I also know this, so there's my base and my height. How long is this? Well, it's the same as this over here, so I know this is 7.5. I know this is 5, so those are the two numbers I need. How do I find the area of a triangle? I multiply them and then divide by 2. It's a little harder to do in my head. 7.5 times 5 equals 37.5 divided by 2, 18.75. So my triangle is 18.75. And then I'm going to add the 75 and the 18.5 together. Because remember, this is 18.5. This rectangle over here is 75. So I'm going to add those together. Again, you can use a calculator or do it by hand. If you do it by hand, just make sure you're lining up the decimals right if you have some decimals that ended up in there. 13, so 93.75. It is area, so it's meters squared. Let's look at another example. Okay, here is a trapezoid. Well, I don't know how to find the area of a trapezoid, but the good thing is I can divide trapezoids into a triangle up here and a rectangle down here on the bottom. Right? So let's look at that rectangle first. So I'm going to say, okay, do I know how wide this rectangle is? Yes, 8. That's the whole thing right there. Do I know how tall it is? Well, this 8 is talking about the whole height, so it's not 8. But on the other side, it does tell me that from here to there is 4. So I know that that is the height of the rectangle. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Length times width, 8 times 4, I get 32. Now let's look at that triangle. So, okay, it's a nice right triangle, which is the good thing. So I know the base, okay, the base is this bottom part. If I look down here, I can see this is 8, so I know this is also 8. Now I have to figure out how tall this is. Well, I knew this right here, the height of the rectangle was 4. I know this whole thing is 8, so how much is this top part going to be? Well, 4 plus another 4 would equal 8, so I know the height of my triangle is going to be 4. So I have this triangle, it's 8 on the bottom, 4 as its height. And the way I divided it, I did divide it so that it was a right angle. So I can find the area. How do I find the area of a triangle? Base, 8, times height, 4, divided by 2. 8 times 4 is 32, divided by 2 is 16. So I know the area of my triangle is going to be 16. Now, how do I find the area of the whole shape? I add those pieces together. 16 plus 32 equals 48. And it's yards, so it's yards squared or square yards. All right. Let's do one more example. And then, as always, if you need more help beyond that, I am more than happy to help. So this one, hopefully you can see. How do I divide that? Well, if I divide it here, I have a triangle and a rectangle. Now this one, it's a little hard to tell which part is which number. So I will tell you this whole thing is the 45. These 4.5 are talking about the short pieces right there. Okay? So let's look at the rectangle first. What is the area of my rectangle? Well, I just told you this long one was 45. How long is this? 27. So we can do 45 times 27 to find the area of our rectangle. 1,215. 1,215 is the area of that. Now I have to figure out the area of my triangle. Well, let's see. We can assume that's the base because it tells me this right here is 27, and that's the height. So we know the height is 27. We just need to find the base. Let's look again at this. So, okay, if I know this part over here is 4.5 and this part over here is 4.5, I need to figure out what this middle part is. Let me switch to a different, there we go. So let's see, okay, I need to figure out what this middle part is. Is there anywhere where I can tell what that is? If I look across the rectangle, I can see, oh, that's 27. So I know that middle part is going to be 27, and I can find the whole thing by adding 4.5, 27, and 4.5 together. So I can do 4.5 plus 4.5 plus 27. That gets me 36, is that whole side right there. So if I just redraw the triangle, I can say, okay, 36 is the base. They told me 27 is the height. So I can multiply those together and then divide by 2 because it's a triangle. Remember, triangles, we always divide by 2. So 27 times 36 divided by 2, 486 is the triangle. So I have my triangle is 486. My rectangle is 1,215. How do I get both of them together? Just add them up. 486. I already have it on my calculator, so I'm just going to hit plus 1,215 equals 1,701 square yards. That's another way to write that. So I just found the individual pieces, added them together, got my area. All right, let me know if you need more help, Good luck.